Good evening, race fans. We are a little bit late to the party for this one. Unsurprisingly, a few technical issues. Quali done. Race is already well underway. We've got a couple of cars in the pits. We have limited telemetry and camera angles for this evening, but we will at least bring you some semblance of coverage of the race. My name is, of course, Double O Raven, or Double O Disaster as he's known in broadcasting circles. It is Season 1 of the SOP Racing Road to Le Mans. We've got round number 3, Road Atlanta. It does seem fitting. I was seriously looking forward to this one. It is a phenomenal course built back in 1970, just before I was a little lad. Back in the day, 2.5 miles for the Grand Prix circuit, and what a circuit it is. You can see the cars on the screen at the minute, led by Aidan Carter, who's currently third in class, leading the championship in his split through the roller coaster section, as I like to call it, turns 10A and B, and you do have to be very careful when you're making your way through there. Championship leader in the quicker classes, the GTPs, of course, it is Luke Southall leading the way, Christian Birandea and Alex Phillips rocking in third at the minute. 3 SOP drivers in the top 4 with Albi Alvarez involved there as well. That is the distinct livery of a Wild Things there. That is Denise Pope in the Ferrari. No pit data either, but we will crack on. Hopefully you guys and gals at home can see the overlay on the stream for the telemetry. These things do like to update at the most appropriate of times. Barmecha leading the way in the Delaras. He's got Daniel Munoz in second, Sarah Dove in third place at the minute. Samuel Cairns there in fourth position, and as we saw in the GT3s, it is Burnett who's leading the way. Gergi Kunsabo, another one of the Wild Things cars. This one is, of course, the Mercedes. He finds himself in second place. Championship leader Ian Carter in third. It's Matthew Wright and Ian Egan having themselves a bit of a battle there for fourth position. Egan coming out on top at the moment. We've also got Adrian Bordeaux and Simon Bagas actually making up positions as well, as Luca Monroe tumbles down the order. Oh, he's in the pits. He's not in the GT3 class, of course. But Bagas up to fifth. He's found a bit of pace in the Ferrari since getting some wheel setting advice from some of the SOP drivers. You can see his SOP Ferrari making its way down through 10-8 up the hill once again. We won't have any other camera angles again this evening. My apologies. It's a 45-minute race. It still looks Southall that is leading the way from Birandea and Phillips. Phillips under all kinds of pressure from his teammate Albi Alvarez at the minute. These two looking for the final podium position in the GTPs. There goes the GTP leaders tearing past. There's a couple of Delaras in there as well. Fleming Bauer is into the pits, and we again can't get a look at the number of pit stops for the drivers, but we will crack on. Noob Hacker, good evening, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Luca Monroe is back out of the pits. Sarah Dove still sitting, in fact, no, down into fourth position then. And this needs to update again. Okay, yep, so that just won't work at all, but that's fine. Where am I looking for? There's Barmeja, right, okay, so he's still leading the way in the Delaras at the minute, with Munoz just behind him. And the Denise boat just being lapped by one of the quicker cars. Quite the pace difference between the three classes, as you can clearly see. Southall in the GTP, still being chased by Birandea. Phillips still being chased there by Alvarez as they make their way past the SOP BMW, which is Adrian Bourdon, who's now down in 6th position. So he's lost himself a couple of positions in, might have been into the pits. Yeah, and that climate really not making sense at all. Agree. I see racing, could you explain what is happening? Normally, I would happily explain, but at the minute all I'm getting is a lot of update signs on my software. Now, of course I can, it is the road to Le Mans. It's SOP's first dalliance into iRacing with the popularity. I seriously doubt it is going to be the last. We've had races so far. We've had Daytona and Virginia Raceway. We're of course here at Road Atlanta for Petit Le Mans. Then it's off to Spa, Sebring and Le Mans. There's 3 classes of car at the minute. The GTPs, which are the quickest class of the car. These things are on rails. Prototypes, of course. Very little restriction in the design and manufacture of these. Make the car go as quickly as possible while sticking to the road as well as possible. Mission accomplished. Then, of course, we have the Dallara P217. So within the Dallara class, sorry, I should point out actually as well, the GTPs, different manufacturers in there. We've got Chevrolet, we've got Porsche, we've got BMW. Cadillac, sorry, not Chevrolet, Cadillac. In the GTP class. The Dallara class is all the Dallara P217. It's Barmeja leading the way there at the minute. Daniel Munoz in second. Sarah Dove there in third position. That is someone's wing in the middle of the road. And then we have the IMSA 23 or GT3. So your traditional ACC viewer will instantly recognise every one of these cars. The BMW, the Mercedes, the Lamborghini and of course, my beloved Ferrari. Baggis and Williams, the lead Ferraris at the minute. So everyone is racing within their own class, all on track at the same time. Is of course a recreation of the Road to Le Mans, so the same classes of cars that would be driving in that. So yeah, it is interesting times, especially if you are in a GT3. Of course, being a lot of I don't know, there's a GT3 there. This really does need to update. Yeah, the GT3, certainly the ACC drivers will be used to in multi-class scenarios, being the quicker of the car, not like a GT4 constantly looking over their shoulder. But it is the GT3s who are constantly looking over their shoulder. The closing speed between themselves and the GTPs is pretty horrifying. I've heard from inside the GT3s. They're you can see them at a distance in your rear view mirror, and then they are past you. Very, very, very quick indeed. Luke Southall still leading the way after an interesting round 1. Certainly made amends in round number 2. So there you go, all the multi-class wheels. There's Dallaras in there as well as the GTP car. Tom Bryant just down at the back of the field. It was Burnick I was looking for. He's got himself a good gap back to Kunsebo. 3.1 seconds. Kunsebo only with a second to Aidan Carter. Aidan is a bit of a specialist when it comes to racing and strategy, and there is pit stops involved in these races. So yeah, he could be primarily poised for a podium. Matthew Wright and Ian Egan have been trading places since the start of the race. That is Luca Monroe that we're on board, but he's come back out of the pits. He is in the GTP class, making his way back through the field, but he is in 22nd overall because of that early pit stop. But you can see there along the start-finish straight into turn number 1, the type of pace difference that they've got. The Dallaras can certainly hang in there. They've got so much more grip than the GT3s, so you'll often find they are shown the inside line. Giving the GT3s a lot more grip and a lot more chance of making the corners. It's not even close up at the front with Luke Southall. He is giving Burrendale a bit of a lesson at the minute. He is half a second quicker. Burrendale himself 2/10 quicker than most of the rest of the field. Albi Alvarez, third quickest driver in the GTPs on that last lap. He's still got teammate Phillips ahead of him. Can they use the other traffic, or can he use the other traffic to get ahead of his teammate? That is Tom Bryant that's ahead of him in the Dallara, so you can even see the pace difference between the Dallaras and the GTPs. It's not massive, but it certainly is there. As you can see, the two classes go side by side. That's 6th and 7th in the Dallaras and 3rd and 4th in the GTPs. Phillips makes his way through. He will be very happy, I'm sure, to see his teammate with another couple of Dallaras to make his way past and make the way in to turn number 6. Bart Mazia doing everything he needs to over the front of the Dallaras. He's got a 5-second gap back to Munoz. Munoz himself with a 3-second gap back to Sam Cairns. So it is all going according to plan at the top of those classes. Burnett again away at the front of his field. 3.7 seconds is the gap, nowhere near that gap for Kunsabu, who's got Aidan Carter firmly knocking on the door, looking for that podium. Needs to be careful of those track limits. Matthew Wright and Adrian Bourdon caught in a three-way tussle now with Ian Egan. Again, the really quick drivers will use the other traffic to their advantage as much as possible. Egan, Wright and Bourdon battling for 4th position at the minute. It's Egan that's got the upper hand, but a lot of traffic making their way through. Road Atlanta, as I've mentioned, 2.5 miles this track. Almost exactly the same length and configuration as when it was first built. The only real major change is, of course, between turns 10 and turns 12. The start-finish straight very much exactly where it started. Man, I need to get better at iRacing. The game is actually pretty enjoyable. If I had a decent PC, I would love to play iRacing. To be honest, I don't think you need a good PC to play iRacing. Yeah, because remember, like on PC stuff, you can really turn the graphics down individually. I don't think the spec. Oh, your PC is struggling. Okay, and it runs ACC. Wow. Yeah, maybe we'll need a bit of an upgrade then. Yeah, I've never actually driven it myself. I should probably give it a go. I do have the Ferrari to play with as well, but I've only just realised today that what the LFM's at Watkins Glen in the GT3, so yeah, I get a feeling I'm going to be doing for the next few days. Burnett, he is still gapping the field. Kunsabu and Carter still battling for the final podium position. Egan still just about fending off Matthew Wright and Adrian Bourdon. Of course, Matthew Wright, Sabre Sim Racer on Twitch, very kindly rated us last week as well. Didn't have the start to the race that he was hoping for last week. The car was left undrivable after a lap 1 contact. He is looking good at the minute. 4th place still within his grasp is Ian Egan. He's trying to get past no slouch behind the wheel. Baga still in 7th with Chris Williams handily closing in on him as well, actually 1:29.4. so Bagas, I'm not sure if he's had an incident and carrying a bit of damage, but 9 seconds off the pace there. That is not a pace differential he's going to get away with for too long with Chris Williams behind him. Let's see if he can steady the ship. Kunsabu comes into the pits. So Gergi Kunsabu comes in 15 minutes in. Oh, of course, this is the 1 hour race tonight. I thought it was the 45. It's the 1 hour race tonight, because it is Petit Le Mans, so it's a longer race. It's superb. I'm on a laptop and run regular Assetto Corsa with those graphics. 20 FPS. Will I run it? Oof. I mean, yeah, that might be cutting it a bit close. That might have be cutting it ever so slightly close. Now, Luke Southall is still comfortably up at the front. That gap's now up to 5 seconds with Alex Phillips in third. Cam Martineau now in fourth. Albi Alvarez down in the 6th position. And bear with me a second. Let me see if I can get this camera to actually move. Here we go, much better. Okay, new fastest lap, Ian Carter up in the 2nd place in the GT3 class, just on a 1 minute 19.005, so the laps over the front very, very quick. Only 2 tenths ahead of Ian Egan and half a second quicker than Matthew Wright and Adrian Bourdon, so still very close up at the front of the GT3 field lap time-wise. And there's Baggis back on track with 1 minute 20.2, Williams with a 1 minute 20.4. So whatever cost Baggis 9 seconds on that last lap, he has steadied the ship. Clearly not carrying any damage if he's putting in laps commensurate with the class leaders. There's Samuel Cairns, a second quicker than Munoz ahead of him. And in fact, all over the back of him. Let's have a look. And see, yeah, the SOP machine closing in handily at the minute. Riley Shentag with a quick lap as well, 1 minute 10.9 in the Dolares. That is a good time he's just set there. 4.8 seconds is the gap between Southall and Birrendea. So Birrendea finding a little bit of time on Southall, but absolutely not much at all in the grand scheme of things. Still hovering at the 5 second mark. He does still have 7 seconds back to Martineau. Who's now only got 2 seconds to Phillips. Phillips with a 3 second gap back to Bullion and Alvarez. Alvarez looking to make moves back up the field. Not sure why or how he ended up down in 6th, but it looks like it is back up to 5th pretty soon. Oh no, that was Sarah Dove in 3rd in the Dolares that they've just gone past. Birrendea sets a personal best and a very quick lap in the GTPs with a 107.147. Yeah, New Parker, take it easy. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, hopefully your internet calms itself down. I've had a few internet issues myself this week. And technology, it's amazing how much we rely on so much of it. Let's keep an eye on the GT3 battle. It's funny too, I often complain about GT4s on SOP. You get some, and ACC in fact, you get some great racing. Especially Lando Calrissian on the side of Ethan Egan's car. Phenomenal. But yeah, it would appear that it is the slower class that's providing all the action once again. Egan, Wright and Bourdon battling it out for what could potentially be the final podium position, depending on where they come back out the pits compared to Gergi Kuncevo. 15 minutes in, he took his first pit stop. So I imagine we are going to see another one. Normally the race is 45 minutes. Of course, Petit Le Mans, we're going for an hour for this one. And here comes overall race leader Luke Southall, looking to go past the battling 3 here as well. All of them jumping straight back into the slipstream. Personal best for Dove and Munoz on the lap times as well. And there is a fastest lap for Shentag, 5th position in the Dolares, and sets the fastest lap in class. So moving very quickly. The car's obviously getting lighter with less fuel. The track temperature coming down ever so slightly as well. If this was updated, I would actually be able to tell you. But unfortunately it's not. Oh, Monroe facing the wrong way. So Monroe, not the best start to the race. He pitted after lap number 1. He's 17th overall, 7 positions adrift of his class. In fact, Bart Major, having a great run in the Delaras, has actually got ahead of Vermeulen in the GTPs. There's Vermeulen there, just going past Simon Bagas as he's been followed through by not Niall Bullion, and not Albie Alvarez. Albie Alvarez all over the back of Niall Bullion, in fact. So these two still battling for this position. Again, no idea why Alvarez ended up that far down the order, but he's certainly looking to make his way back through. Wright and Egan have swapped positions again. It is now Wright who is ahead, using the traffic wisely. So that would have been in that last exchange there. So that's him up to third ahead now of Egan. Bordeaux stays in 5th position with Bagas in 6th, Williams in 7th, Pope in 8th, Bullion and Bauer 9th and 10th. Gergi Kunsabo came in to the pits from the podium. So we'll see when the rest of the class take their pit stop, where exactly he filters back in. Alvarez and Bullion. The camera's gone static again. So we'll have to restart that. Bear with me 2 seconds. Excellent, we're back up and running again. Fingers crossed we can get through another 40 minutes without that happening again. No problem at all. We've got Southall still leading the way in the GTPs. Birandea and Martineau second and third. Martineau, of course, taking pole, or not of course, sorry. We're misqualifying. Martineau did take pole position. Southall and Birandea getting the jump on him on the opening lap. Alvarez still down at those 2 positions as well. Phillips and Bullion, the beneficiaries from that one. And Bart Major as well. It is really unfortunate we missed the start of the race, because he is up 5 positions overall, 3 positions within class. So he really did get a good jump off the line. Sam Cairns down 1 position. It's Riley Shentag, who is the fastest driver on track, and it's him that's lost all the positions at the start there. Not really many positions lost or gained in the GTPs at the minute. Burdenuk currently racing exactly where he started the race, on pole position. Carter up 1, Wright down 1, Egan up 1, Bagas up 2, as we've got more drivers coming at the pits. That's Adrian Bourdon. Don't look at the drivers in the pits, that moves the camera stick. Denise Pope then up to 7th position, 8th position, sorry, at the minute, with the drivers coming in and out of the pits. So that's the second GT3 that's come in, 25 minutes. We are into the race. Martin is setting the personal best. Big differences in the lap times with the interaction of the traffic at the minute. Whoops. Just a bit of an off-track excursion. Oh! That was a huge contact there, and there is nothing left at the back of that Ferrari then. Denise Pope is going to have an absolute nightmare getting that thing back to the pits then. That was a GTP. Big contact. It did look like an SOP livery. I cannot decide which car it was. It might even have been a Dallara. Was it potentially Tom Bryant? No, because he's not in an SOP livery. Let me just see. Yeah, it tells me everything except who made contact. But whoever it was, that was a massive contact there. As you see, the Ferrari absolutely floundering. None of the GTPs have come into the pits either. Bryant in the Dallara again, he's not in the SOP livery. Tom Bryant left the pits. Nizamis has passed Bryant. Riley Shentag had a bit of an off-track excursion there. He's still rocking off track. He's had a really slow rejoin there as well. There's unsurprisingly Denise Pope making it into the pits. That was quite the journey for Pope to make it into the pits. Lee Bullion passing for 25th overall. Zamis has just had an off-track excursion as well. Riley Shentag needs to keep it between the mayo and the mustard. He is the fastest in class at the minute, but he is down 3 positions, so he really needs to work to catch up to Munoz and Dove ahead. Bart Meja having a great start to the race, making up 3 from the start. And he's now got a 10-second gap back to the rest of the field. Luke Southall still leading the overall race, and 12 seconds now ahead of Burundea, so he really has made his way through that traffic well, although... Oh no, there we go, that was just a quick graphical error there. It did look like the entire front of his car was missing, but it is very much still attached. There is Alex Phillips, he's still got his nose attached as well. Cam Martineau, that's not Cam Martineau, yes it is. And he's not in an SOP livery, of course. Albi Alvarez, now he has... He does look like he might have been missing the front of his car. So we'll see how the rest of his race goes. Matthew Wright still trending upward at the minute. He's now got a 3-second gap over Ian Egan, but the gap to Aidan Carter is expanding. Bardnook is going to be looking over his shoulder. 8.5 seconds is now that gap there. Gergi Kunsabo is still out on track for some reason. That's gone stationary. No, he's no longer in the race. That's why the camera's gone stationary. I'll have bear with me, please. Okay, I think we may be up and running again. Hopefully We can stick with it this time. So just when the camera goes stationary, everything freezes at my end. It makes it even more difficult to keep a track of what's going on. But we'll crack on, as we always should. Bart Major, he is absolutely cracking on. He's now got an 11-second gap over the rest of the field. Christian Burundea and Cam Martineau were separated by up to 5 seconds. Now very much not the case, as Martineau really is pressing all over the back of Burundea at the minute within a second. The two podium protagonists in the GTP class. Luke Southall absolutely checked out at the front, but as he will, I'm sure, know as round one, you really need to stay fully concentrated right to the end of the race. The penultimate lap, he lost the race win in round number 1, got back into winning ways in round number 2, and he's looking to continue that trend here in round number 3. In the Dolares, Bart Major having an absolute otherworldly of a race at the minute. He's made it up 3 places since the start. He's got an 11-second gap on Sam Cairns, who is now up to second. Sarah Dove still in third, with Munoz and Shentag in fourth and fifth, and it is still very much as you were in the GT3s as well, with Dima Burdanuk currently in first. Ian Carter in second position, Ian Egan in third, Bagus and Williams both up a spot. That's the safety car, and it's working again. Williams being overtaken there by Bourdon. Bourdon with the earlier pit. Matthew Wright's been into the pits as well. Kunsabo isn't in the race, and I keep clicking on his name and the camera's frozen again, and now that's stuck. Bear with me 2 seconds. We should be able to fix this quickly this time. Excellent. And that has reset the pit telemetry. Excellent. Carter and Egan, they've still got to come into the pits. Bagus will need to come in for a pit as well. Wright and Bourdon have been in. Williams has been in, as we just saw. Luke Southall coming into the pits. Let's not look at the safety car again. So Southall comes in to take his pits. Niall Bullion comes in as well. Sam Cairns coming in the Dolares as well. So just past the halfway mark, we're seeing a lot more cars coming in. There's Burundea making his way in. Alvarez stays out. I thought that was Shentag in there, but it's not. It's just Sam Cairns. Matthew Wright setting the fastest lap for the GT3s with a 118.717 in 5th position. Down 3 in class at the minute, but he's still got a couple of cars ahead of him to pit. Bagus will be his primary concern. I think he'll get past Bagus in the pits, catching up back up to Egan, and Carter will be, of course, his main objective. Carter with another solid 1:18.7 with Burdanuk putting in quick laps as well, and that is just resetting me. Thank you very much. 1:18.7. Hey, there we go. It does occasionally work sometimes. That is the Ferrari of Fleming Bauer actually being lapped by the GT3 leader. So it just goes to show you how strong a race Burdanuk is having. Of course, he does have to come into the pits, and Bullion has already been in. There's Mark Bunyan coming in. Cam Martin comes in from the on-track lead. That will promote, or it should promote, Luke Southall back to the lead as he makes his way past 2 battling GT3s. Oh no, that was the 2 that we were just on board with. Sorry, Bullion being lapped by the GT3 leader. Southall should retake the lead of the race. Oh no, sorry, Burundea. Oh no, he's back ahead of Burundea. Burundea did come into pits. Haha. Be careful what you wish for. Let's get some real multi-class racing, said Double O Raven. Let's try and keep track of it all, Mr. Raven. Not a bad idea, sir. That's working either. So what do we know at the minute? Southall, there he is, confirmed back in the lead. So that'll be the last pit stop for the GTPs. Might see some of the GT3s come in as well. Wasn't a pit stop for Kunsabo. I guess that's Kusage in the chat. I did not take a pit stop. Yeah, yeah, the telemetry came up. Yeah, I'm having some issues with it. It did say that you'd been into the pits. But now out of the race, unfortunately. Burdenuk and Carter still leading the way in the GT3s. Ian Egan still got third place at the minute. Simon Bagas will have a pit stop pretty soon. Oh, there we go. Bourdon back in the pits in 6th position. There's Burdenuk and Carter both coming into the pits together. The top two in the class. Let's see. Here comes Ian Egan already coming through turn number 12. Is he about to pass these two on track? He is. Ian Egan with the monster undercut then. Takes the lead in class while Burdenuk and Egan are both still very much stationary. So yeah, massively different pit stop strategies. There is Bagas coming in for his predicted pit stop as well. Burdenuk and Carter are both on their way out, but Ian Egan 23 seconds up the road. We'll see how that one plays out. Martinu and Burundea are battling again. Martinu is the driver holding second position at the minute. There's 0.2 of a second. And in fact, they set exactly the same lap time there. 1 minute 7.4. And 200s between them, if even that, 2100s between the lap time of the two of them as they come up to one of the Dalaras. That is Riley Shentag. So one of the quicker Dalaras as well. Right off track there to make sure the GTPs could get their way through. Big gap back to Alex Phillips now. Alvarez 7 seconds down the road on his SOP teammate, looking to close in to retake fourth if he can. He's certainly got a battle on his hands to do so. Right, okay, and there's Ian Egan coming into the pits. I got myself very excited there. I didn't realise that Ian hadn't been into the pit, so that will be Burdenuk coming round turn 12. Of course, it is right on cue to retake the lead of the race as Luke Southall goes past about another lap up on the GT3 leader. Aidan Carter will retake second position. Is Matthew Wright going to get third? He's coming down through turn number 12. Egan is rolling. Matthew Wright is heading along the start-finish straight, and Ian Egan is just about to be released. He's on the uphill run. Here comes Matthew Wright. He takes turn number 1. The right-hander, he's heading up the hill, and Ian Egan is already through turns 2 and 3 over the crest, and down the hill he goes, very quickly ascending up the other side. So he has managed to get back out ahead just of Matthew Wright, of course, holder of the fastest lap in the GT3s so far in this race. Less than 20 minutes left to catch up to the podium position ahead of him. Yeah, literally on, it's only a 2-second gap that he's got there. Bagas up to 6th, Williams in 7th position, 1 minute 20.5. He's just got Bullion, Pope and Bauer. Bauer in the pits, 4 laps down, but it does look like he's going to finish the race. Luke Southall not missing a step since getting out of the pits. That's them putting in a 1 minute 7.3 already. Just accentuating that gap between himself and Martinu. There's Martinu making his way past one of the BMWs. That is Burdenuk. But now a 3-second gap between them, Martinu and Burundea. So Martinu getting the job done out of the pits, getting that gap back up to 3 seconds. Alex Phillips, turn 5, always does seem a spicy spot to get the faster cars through. So as we report, absolutely nothing is working this evening, and that includes myself. Luke Southall. It's all working out well for him at the moment. He's got about 15 minutes left to bring this race win home. He's got Martinu and Birandia still on the podium. Phillips still ahead of his teammate Alvarez in 4th and 5th in the GTPs. Bartmasia, job 1 done. He's led into the pits. They're now back out of the pits. He's got an 8-second gap over Sam Cairns. Sarah Dove still running in 3rd place. One of her teammates and herself involved in a late incident last week, found themselves right down the order. Thankfully no such incidents this week, but that's Dove in 3rd. Shentag. Pole position in the Dolaris, finds himself in 4th at the minute, ahead though of Munoz. Monroe back out of the pits. Tom Bryan and Nizamis still running as well, and in the GT3s, very much as you were from the start, Dima Burdenuk, what a race he has had. 10.8 seconds up the road from GT3 Championship leader Aidan Carter. Ian Egan in 3rd with Matthew Wright in 4th. Bordeaux in 5th with Baggis in 6th position, just ahead of Chris Williams in 7th. Bullion Pope still running. Fleming Bauer and Gergi Kunsabo. Bauer still in the pits actually, he's just on his way. Bryant and Nizamis into the pits, and there's Jacques Vermeulen coming in to take a late stop as well. So yeah, wide variety of strategies amongst the drivers for the race, but that is almost everyone pitted. Although the way the telemetry is, I'm not 100% sure I'm getting all of the pit times for the drivers. Yeah, who got on board with it? We're on board with Birandia. We're going to jump back and have a look at Aidan Carter. Matthew Wright is just about closing in. He's gone 2/10 quicker on that previous lap there. Not much time between himself and Egan. He is the holder of the fastest lap of the race so far in the GT3s. Can he get himself on to the podium? He's got 15 minutes to catch up to Egan and get the overtake done. Catching up one thing, overtaking very much a different story. Fleming Bauer safely back out of the pit. As you can see, your Sokats there setting a personal best lap as well. So as we're coming into closing stages, the cars getting to their lightest, and of course the track temperature very low as well at the minute, so we should see a lot of fast times coming in. As I say that, Phillips and Alvarez both 2 seconds off their own fastest laps at the minute. So yeah, it's all down to at the minute who can interact with the traffic the best towards the end of the race. Definitely still places that can be made up right through the field. Even the slightest misjudgment. Luke Southall is killing it up at the front. 107.5 he's just put in. His lap times are very quick. Birandia went sub 107, but it wasn't an invalidated lap. But yeah, Southall is at the minute head and shoulders above the rest of the field by quite some margin. Look at Monroe showing some good times as well, so whatever ailed him at the start of the race has certainly denied him a very good race result, given the lap times that he is able to put in when he's getting some clean laps out there. His teammate Dove still in 3rd behind Samuel Cairns, who is putting in a very solid shift to close in on Bart Maychub at the front. The gap there now down to 5 seconds. Maychub over a second a lap slower at the minute than Cairns, so really does need to pick up the pace if he's going to hang on to the race win here. Definitely enough time left for Cairns to catch back up. Nobody's still catching up with Southall. Martinu and Birandia 3 seconds is still the gap there as they make their way past another one of the Dalaras. Phillips and Alvarez separated by a solid 10 seconds now as well, so Phillips very much getting the job that he needed to get done. With 47 minutes gone. That is a decent gap that he's got at the minute. I really do need to stop using the word minute. Mecha 3.9 seconds now is the gap. That is a phenomenal lap from Sam Cairns there. 1.6 seconds quicker than Mecha on that last lap. That's Ian Egan. He's just went flying past there. You can see the pace difference again. Beautifully highlighted. The Dalaras and the GTPs way quicker than the GT3s around here. 8 seconds, I believe, is the difference between the GTPs and the IMSA23 class. And it's good to see for the vast majority. We've had some really good interactions, of course, with this. See Denise Pope absolutely murdered through turn. Oh, was it turn 5, just off the S's? Yeah, so big contact for Denise, but repaired and back out Denise is. Whichever one of the GTPs it was, didn't see too many coming into the pits. Cam Martineau with a 107.0 compared to Southall 109, so Southall losing 2 seconds on that last lap there, coming through the traffic. Okay, it's all about the traffic now. We've got the pit stops done, and maybe the track limits as well. Martin, they got 14 seconds now. Surely it is too little, too late at the minute. But given what we saw in round number 1, yeah, anything is absolutely possible in these closing stages. We're now just on 10 minutes left to go. Round number 3 of the SOP Motorsport iRacing Season 1. Road to Le Mans, the Rolex Daytona and the Michelin GT at Virginia International Raceway. Rounds 1 and 2. This is, of course, the Motul Petit Le Mans, or Petit Le Mans, because it is only an hour. We've got the Total Energies Spa Francorchamps next time out. Then the Mobil 1 Sebring International for round number 5. And the final round, of course, will be Le Mans, the full 24-hour circuit. Round number 3 rapidly consigning itself to the history books, and it does look like history will record a comfortable win for Luke Southall, Martineau and Birrendale. Gave it their best against one another as well, but it looks like those two have settled in their positions too. No such settling up at the front of the Dalaras. Sam Cairns now within 3 seconds and still got 10 minutes to get it done. Aidan Carter is finding time on Birdenook at the minute, but that gap's sitting at 11 seconds, so very much looking like job done for Birdenook. It's Ian Egan that's going to have to be looking over his shoulder. The gap between himself and right now only 2 seconds. In fact, it's under the 2 second mark, as Wright is lapping quicker clearly than Egan at the moment. Yeah, another half a second he took on that last lap, and it's looking like it's going to trend that way on this lap as well. Bourdon comfortably in 5th, Bagas in 6th, with some very consistent 1 minute 20s he's been putting in there in 6th. Williams in 7th. Daniel Munoz for the Dalaras coming in to the pits. That's surely going to cost him a position to Tom Bryant. That's Samuel Cairns just making his way past one of the Ferraris. That's Williams in the Momo Ferrari. Ian Carter 119.7. Tom Bryant out the pits. Oh no, Tom Bryant into the pits. So some late stops for the Dalaras. Brian, I thought, was going to get a position back there, but that's Munoz safely back out, so he maintains 5th place for the Dalaras. Birdenook 11 seconds up the road. Wright and Egan. That is getting very, very, very close indeed. And in fact, they are nose to tail. Matthew Wright has decimated that gap since coming out of the pits 10 minutes ago. Now he was about 12 seconds behind. He now finds himself within striking distance. So this is for the final podium position in the GT3 class. The rest of the podium's all very much decided. Bourdon looks like he's going to be a bit far back to take advantage of the battle that's about to unfold ahead of him. Another 5-10 minutes or so, he could well be in the hunt depending on how these two interact. Burnhook setting a 119.5, so just doing exactly what he needs to do. Keep it between the mayo and the mustard. And make it to the end, but around turn number 12 it is a rear view mirror of BMW badge that Ian Egan finds himself staring at into turn number 1. The gap now within 0.4 of a second. Surely Wright is going to get this done before the end of the race. Can Cairns get it done as well? Actually, I was saying all the rest of the podium positions are decided. He's only 3.1 behind Bart Major. And time really is flying through. Southall 13 seconds up the road ahead of Martineau, who's got Birindale 7 seconds back, so that class definitely sorted out. Matthew Wright just letting one of the GTPs through. He'll be hoping for a bit of slipstream and take any advantage he can to catch up to the Lamborghini ahead. The GTP making his way past. And right back in. If you can read this, it was too close on the back of the Lambo, is that what it says? It'll be a Star Wars quote, I'm sure he'll let me know after the broadcast. Southall, Martineau, down to 12.7 seconds, so a little bit of time being lost and gained there between the top 3 in the GTPs. As you can see, Martineau is just making his way past the battle that we were watching. So we've got some Dolares coming through there as well. The Lambo of Egan. He's going to do well to hang on to this one. Given the pace differential between the two, you think it's odds on for the BMW to at least get into a position to look for a couple of moves in the closing 5 minutes. That's 55 minutes already into the history books. And we're heading into sector number 2. We've still got a couple of cars separating them from the other classes. They will disappear along the long straightaway into turns 10 and 10A. I mean, it's almost straight. There is a bit of a right hand kink under the Moto Bridge. Oh, and he's going for it down into turns 10 and 10A. They're going to go side by side through the right hand kink. The BMW, I believe, has got his nose in front just. Oh no, he's not. He's still side by side, but they're going to be side by side into 10 and 10A. The Lamborghini reaches the braking zone first, puts his nose in front, holds the racing line. Right is holding on to the rear splitter of the Lamborghinis to come underneath the bridge and down into turn number 12 to finish yet another lap. How many laps is that they've done actually? 40. 40 laps they've done. No, it's not 40 laps. Goodness me, that's the wrong. And that's completely frozen as well. But it's still a battle for... It's not a battle for second in class. It's a battle for third. Yep, the telemetry really is having a day off today. I know this says in the bottom a battle for second in class. It is definitely not. Ian Egan is third. Matthew Wright is fourth. Ian Carter is 13 seconds down. Sam Cairns still sitting at 3.6 seconds, so whatever was slowing Macha up, he's certainly sorted that one out, and he's balanced that gap back out again, sitting at a comfortable 3.5 seconds. There's a safety car for no reason whatsoever. There is Ian Egan still being woefully chased by Wright towards the end of 56 minutes into this one. Only a couple of minutes left for Egan to hold on. Only a couple of minutes left for Wright to try and get this overtake done. Look how close the two of them are. Half a second separating them as they cross line. 1 minute 19.3 for Egan, 19.6 for Wright. Only 3/10 separating those lap times. What can he do on this go around? Look, Southall. Victory is definitely within his grasp now. Only 2 or 3 laps left to go with that 13-second gap. Martin and Birandea still on the podium. Phillips still ahead of Alvarez. 11 seconds is now the gap, so he's done well to hold that gap and extend it ever so slightly in the closing stages. Sam Cairns has suddenly taken a big chunk of time out of Bart Major then. No damage on Major's car. But yeah, he's just lost a lot of time to Sam Cairns there. That's now down to 3 seconds. Wright has got the overtake done. Of course he has. They've gone side by side. He's followed through one of the Dalaras and they're still side by side. He's just about got his nose in front. It's the opposite way around than it was the last go. Although he's taken the inside line, he's got his nose in front. He's taken the racing line and he has got the job done on what could potentially be the penultimate lap for the GT3s. That is Matthew Wright up the 3rd place as we see the 404 car come flying through as well. And that is Matthew Wright up to 3rd. Does Ian Egan have any answer? As I say, 58.34 on the clock, 1 minute 19 a lap for these drivers. Might get another one. Luke Southall's just finished that lap, so he's going to get one more, which will take us to 59.52. So you'll get one lap after that one, I believe. There he goes past Adrian Bourdon in 5th position still, the SOP BMW. He's still got the team principal Bagas behind him in 6th place. Williams in 7th, Bullion in 8th. Denise Pope still on the track, so ahead of Fleming Bauer, who is 5 laps down due to extra trips into the pits. Daniel Munoz finds himself in 7th position. Where is Daniel Munoz? Okay, he's down at 26th overall because he's lost quite a few laps. That's Fleming Bauer. There is Daniel Munoz. Yep, so he is down a few positions overall, right at the back of class at the minute. And that's gone stationary again. Phenomenal in the closing stages, just the way we'll like it. Let me... Excellent, and we'll get the live gaps back as soon as we go through a timing sector. Excellent, Luke Southall. Let's see where he is. Not long left of this one. That's us over the hour mark, so the next time he crosses the line it will be to take the checker flag. He's got a 10-second gap, so he lost 3 seconds in the closing stages, but it's not made much of a difference. Matthew Wright 6/10 up on Ian Egan, so Ian certainly not letting go of that one. Luke Southall coming into turns 10 and 10A. Back-to-back wins for Southall after a traumatic, I'm sure, round number 1 to lose a race win on the penultimate lap. But there he comes home to take the checkered flag at round number 3. Back-to-back wins for Southall in the GTP class. Martineau coming home in 2nd. Birandea comes through turn number 12. Just behind Adrian Bourdon, and the GT3s all being given the checker flag. Carter confirmed 2nd, Wright confirmed in 3rd place. Bart Major has still got a couple of corners to go, so does Burdenuk. He's just got Sarah Dove coming past. Oh no, Dove's already been given the checkered flag, so Sarah Dove picking up 3rd position. Sam Cairns not able to close in fact lost a whole lot of time in the closing stages. I think he might be lucky that Dove got the checkered flag, because he's now down 9 seconds on Bart Major, who comes around the last corner to take the checkered flag for a win in the Dalaras. And it is Dima Burdenuk, not far behind. Crosses the line to take the checker flag for the race win. So it is Southall, Major and Burdenuk bringing home the race wins respectively there. Cameron Martineau on the podium alongside Christian Burandea in third in the GTP. Sam Cairns put up a valiant effort towards the end there, but proved not to be enough as Bart Major brought home the win. Cairns in second, Sarah Dove finishing in third place. Dima Burdenuk bringing home the race win in the GT3s ahead of championship leader Aidan Carter. Matthew Wright firing warning shots to the rest of the field. Sets the fastest lap, gets the overtake on Egan on the penultimate lap and brings home third place. A phenomenal race. A couple of technical issues. Hopefully we'll get them all cleared up for the next round. It is my beloved Spa. Not only one of the best tracks in the world, easily the best track in Belgium, despite what people called Bagus may tell you. And that's not working either. So let's just jump straight to this. So there we go. Yeah, if you do have issues, remember, please do report it. There is a Discord chat specifically to get them. Any issues, make sure you get them reported so the drivers do receive any warranted penalties. But yeah, fingers crossed. You get yourself a cleaner race next week at Spa. It is going to be an absolute cracker at Spa. I don't think anybody can be in denial of that. That's all we've got time for this evening, though. Bit of a late start, but we've got there in the end. My name's John Wright, aka Double O Raven. This was season 1 of SOP's Road to Le Mans, round number 3, the Petite Le Mans. Next time out, the Total Energies Spa Francorchamps, of course, Sebring and Le Mans still to come. SOP will be back on Wednesday night with more of the Ultimate Multi-Class Series. It's the Porsche Cup cars from Silverstone. So make sure you tune in for that one. Jump on to Discord if you do want to get involved in the racing yourself. Why wouldn't you? And of course, get onto SimGrid and give the host page a follow. And you can keep up to date with all the brand new championships. And of course, all the standings as well. Quite the action-packed evening this evening. I'm off for a lie down in a darkened room, and yeah, might gently poke some of this PC stuff with a hammer. We'll see how that goes as well. But until next time, stay safe, take it easy, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. Good night.